So, all living organisms, can anybody in the chat box type me what all are the living organisms? Just write, give me in the chat box the example of the living organism. One example of a living organism. Okay, very good, Ramsha. Mosquitoes are living organisms. Good. And what else do you find are living organisms? Yes, fish, plants, very good, flies. So you all know that are living organisms. But if you look at the materials like chair, table, they're all non-living organisms. That is the reason these non-living organisms, if you are not giving food, water, or air to a chair, then also it will be alive. Isn't it? Because it's a non-living organism. Whereas the organisms like mosquitoes, you have said, plants also need food, and what are we living organisms or non-living organisms?
Living organisms.
Yeah, very good. We are also living organisms. So we need food for what is the purpose? One is for the growth, and our cells are dying every day and our body needs repair. So, and I'm telling you, kahin par bhi, if you're not understanding, please raise your hand so that I can clear your doubt. Okay, so it needs to be repaired. Yes, Ramsha, what is your doubt?
So, ma'am, just now you said if we don't eat food, you mean our cells will die automatically.
If you know, it requires repairs every day. Our organs, the cells of our organs keep dying, but again you have to give nourishment so that new cells keep developing. Understood?
Oh, yes, we were explained in Hindi last year that our cells keep dying and borning again, like repairing.
Yes. It keeps on repairing and reborning, so dead cells goes away. But if you are not eating the food, then again the new cells, formation of the new cells is not possible. So that is the reason it is important that there is one reason is for the growth, the second is the repair, and several organisms, they need food to maintain the body temperature. It's important nowadays, especially during corona. The fear is if you have got high temperature, it is supposed to be very dangerous. So you have to maintain a normal body temperature. So do you know what is your normal body temperature?
Yes, it's something around 33.F.
Anybody? F is Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit or Celsius. In anything you can say what is the normal body temperature.
Yes.
Anybody can tell me? When you have got fever, when do your mother say that you have got fever? How much is the fever? They will say. कितना रहता है? कैसे पता चलता है? How will you know?
Thermometer. By using thermometer.
Yeah. So what is the normal range?
33.
100.
100, but you have got temperature. Normal,
Yes.
normal is how much?
90, 60.
90, 70, 90.
Tell me exactly what is the normal body temperature?
Ma'am, 37 degrees.
Very good. 37 degrees Celsius. When you are doing it in the Celsius scales, 37 degrees Celsius is your normal body temperature. And in Fahrenheit, it is 98.6 degrees. Okay. So this body temperature is also maintained because of the nutrition. Agar aap khana nahi khaye, you are very weak, so you'll have fever. Okay. So let us see how food is needed by all living organisms. You can see, and the reason is growth, repair, and to maintain the body temperature. And all large variety substances are taken as food from single cellular organisms. If you look at amoeba to the complex multicellular organisms like human being. So why do we call amoeba as a simple organism? Because amoeba is made up of only one cell. And in your previous classes, you have learned about the organelles of the cells. Cells contains what all are the different organelles that are present in the cell. That is mitochondria, ribosomes, riboplasm, and you have
Nucleus.
got nucleus, nucleolus, very good. And what else?
Endoplasmic reticulum.
Endoplasmic reticulum and
Mitochondria.
pardon?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. So वो एक cell के अंदर all these organelles were there in amoeba, and that single cell was performing all the functions like digestion and everything was performed by them. But now, yes, Ramsha, what is your doubt?
Golgi apparatus is also there.
Yes, Golgi apparatus are also there. Very good. So what happens is these were the different organelles in a single cell in amoeba. One cell was performing all the functions, reproduction, digestion, as well as circulatory system, nervous system. All these systems, we human beings are highly evolved, and हमारे पास ये सारे systems separate है. And we don't have only one cell like amoeba. We have got a group of cells that forms the same function. They form a tissue, okay? And the group of tissues with the same function forms an organ. And the group of, all the organs together forms one system, like you call it a digestive system. For example, in nutrition, we'll be talking more about the digestion. The system which is connected with this will be the digestive system. So this is how, so highly evolved are human beings. And amoeba was the first unicellular organisms. So these cells, they require a wide variety of substances as food. So we are going to see what all are the substances that are required. The mode of acquiring food also varies from cell to cell and organisms to organisms. If you see, every organism has got different foods that they eat. If you can just see, you can see a hen, you can see a goat, cat. If you see cat eats, the food of the cat is rat. Okay, and then dogs can eat cats, and then wolves can again eat dogs, and goats are eating all the organisms, herbivorous organisms we call it. You will come to know what are herbivores, carnivores also. Herbivores are those which eat grass. So these grass eating animals that eats grass, and this, chicken hen eats worms, insects, and these hen and goat is eaten by human beings. We human beings eat them. And then if you look at the lion, tiger, wolf, and all these animals, they can even eat the human being and dog, everything they will eat. Okay, so you understood this cycle, how it is. We are going to learn about the pyramid of the food. How this in the nature has scattered the food in the different forms, and these animals can, how do we all are dependent on each other. So now, can anybody tell me what is the primary source of food? सबसे primary food जो रहना बहुत जरूरी है for us also to survive. What is the primary source of food?
Plants.
Very good. So plants, अगर plants नहीं रहेंगे तो हम लोग भी मर जाएंगे, because plants, goat and chicken which we are eating, mutton and chicken, their food is plants. If they don't get plants, and if the mutton and chicken is not there, even we are eating, we are the human beings who are enjoying everything. We are enjoying chicken, mutton, as well as, plant food. So,
As well as seafood.
yes, seafood also, very good. So everything we are enjoying in this world. Highly evolved organisms we are.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yes. So now let us see, what do you mean by autotrophic nutrition? So there are different types of nutritions, but why are plants so great organisms, living organisms? They are not dependent on anybody for food. They make their own food. Can we prepare our own food? Alina Begum,
No.
please switch on your camera. we cannot prepare our own food. If you are not able to understand, please raise your hands, but try to be with me. If any problem, do ask me. So, the plants, they prepare, they synthesize their own food material by the organisms. And the one which prepare their own food materials are called autotrophic organisms. Auto means, most of the science में जो भी आपको words मिलेंगे, they are either Greek or Latin. So auto का meaning है self. Autotrophic are the organisms that make their own self food. Okay.
Yes, but we need something to make food. We
Yes,
don't produce.
how? That is what we know, that what is the food for the plants?
Water, sunlight, air.
Yes, water, sunlight, air, and soil. It's getting all the minerals from the soil also. So with the help of that, plant makes its own food. Okay, that's the reason we call them autotrophic.
Yes, Durga teacher explained that we acquire nutrition in the mode of heterotrophic, which means not producing but taking from others.
From others, very good. So organisms which exhibit autotrophic nutrition, they are called autotrophs. And these organisms are capable of using sunlight energy to synthesize their food. Okay, they acquire nutrients like minerals and water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. Okay, making use of all these, they are capable of producing complex compounds like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and form a simple substances. So can anybody tell me, do you eat carbohydrates in your food? Where do you find carbohydrates?
In rice.
Yes?
In rice.
Rice, very good. Rice contains carbohydrates. And proteins, can you give me an example of proteins? Proteins?
Eggs.
Huh? Eggs, yes. Egg is a good example of protein.
Milk.
And lipids?
Cooking fish.
Lipids, where do we see lipids?
In fish.
Fish oils. Lipids are nothing but oils. Okay, ghee, oils, that all you get in the form of a fats. So these all are they are capable of producing all these complex compounds. Plants, with the help of the sunlight and minerals and carbon dioxide from the air, minerals from the soil, they are capable of making these complex substances which we are eating. We are eating carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. So these all who is preparing for us is plants. Okay. So, and these compounds produced by autotrophs are providing energy to most living organisms and all animals, including human beings. So we all are dependent on plants. For example, if you look at the green plants, several bacteria like green bacteria, and you see purple colored bacteria and cyanobacteria. This is called cyanobacteria. So these all are present. And how does photosynthesis takes place? Photosynthesis again is a Greek word. I told you photo means light, synthesis means preparation. So preparation of the food in the presence of light is called photosynthesis. So all living cells that contains chlorophyll. The green color of the leaf is because of the presence of a pigment called chlorophyll. So in the presence of chlorophyll, all these plants, they produce their food. They produce food substances like glucose, starch from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy. So the energy that they are getting from the sun, they use it and prepare their food. And what are plants producing? They produce oxygen during this process. And an equation that was readily accepted and is still widely used is formulated by C.B. Van Niel in 1931. Remember the scientist Van Niel. He has coined the term and he has proposed the formula for photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, what all are the minerals and the substances that are taken and that get converted into the complex foods. This formula was given in 1931 by Van Niel. So do remember most of the time about this scientist who has given us this formula. What is the formula he has given? He has given that carbon dioxide, you can see CO2 is a symbol now in your chemistry, sir, must be teaching you about how to make these compounds, right? So carbon and oxygen, this carbon dioxide in the presence of two molecules of water, they require two molecules of waters to give rise to CH2O, which will become a complex glucose in future, plus water and oxygen. Water in the form of water vapor is evaporated and oxygen is given out in the air, which we are inhaling. So for now, you know, even during this pandemic time, we are realizing the importance of oxygen. People who are suffering with the lung diseases are not able to get, their saturation is falling down. They are not able to inhale oxygen. That is the reason artificial oxygen has to be given, because their lungs are, once the air goes inside, your lungs purify and give the oxygen. But when their lungs are not functioning, your body does not get oxygen. And when there is no oxygen, you don't feel energy. So that is why it's very important that we should have oxygen in our air and plants. So plants gives us oxygen. So this is a very important formula given by Van Niel. You have to remember what are this on the left side, you call it as reactants, and the right sides are the products. So the products you are getting are glucose, water, and oxygen. Glucose is a pure energy and water vapor is evolved in the air, and oxygen we inhale. So that is how this is a simplified equation given by him. What exactly happens? You can see how this carbon dioxide and two molecules of water are joining together to give a carbohydrate, water, and oxygen. So yes, Aziz, now only you have joined. So please don't disturb if you're not understanding. This recorded video, we are going to post it in your class group so you can go through it again. So photosynthesis may be defined as a photochemical reaction during which carbohydrates are formed from carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water gives rise to carbohydrates. Or glucose is nothing but a carbohydrate, and it is responsible for energy. In this above reaction, you can see that carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll are essential requirements for photosynthesis. Unless these all are not available, plants cannot prepare their food. Thus, glucose, oxygen, and water are produced. They are the products. Reactants are carbon dioxide and water, and products, you have seen that glucose, water, and oxygen. A carbohydrate which is abundant in grains such as rice, wheat, and tubers like potato. So these are tubers like potato, there you will find it. It forms a bulk of our food. Glucose is converted into starch in leaves. It is stored in the form of starch. So we have got starch test. So let us do a test to prove that starch is present in the leaves. Do you want me to do this experiment, or you have got any, because we have got 10 minutes left. So do you want to me have got any doubts that has to be clarified, or shall I continue with this experiment of showing how can we prove that starch is present in the leaves? Tell me quickly. Yes.
I want you to continue the experiment.
Okay. All others also say the same. Just raise your hands. So everybody,
Yes, ma'am.
everybody
Yes,
wants me
ma'am.
to continue. Thank you so much. So to prove the presence of starch in the leaf, we can do a small experiment. And I think inshallah, when you come to the school, you will be able to do that. So what you have to do is take a beaker and we call it a tripod stand. Why tripod? It has got three. Tri means three. So it has got three legs. So we call it a tripod stand, a beaker, and we are taking a Bunsen burner. You must have seen it in our lab, which we can use, you know, to burn. It is attached to a gas cylinder, and it helps in burning. And these are the test tubes. So you all have seen them in your lab. Anybody has confusion in between the beaker, test tubes, Bunsen burner, or what is tripod stand? Please do not hesitate. See them clearly so that when you are doing it, what is Petri dish? These all are available in your lab. When you go to the lab, you'll be able to see. Yes, Ramsha, what's your doubt?
Ma'am, what is this Petri dish?
Petri dish is, we have earlier, if you have seen that, we have just seen how the molds are. These are just plate-like dishes that are available in that. So we use it to see the formation of when we are checking the presence of starch. We can place that is this Petri dish gives a good space to keep a leaf and check. For that purpose, we use it. It's just like a plate, okay? Made of glass.
I don't think I have seen it before. And what's beside that dish in a beaker?
This is an iodine solution. There is a beaker. Inside it, we have taken an iodine solution. So now these all, we call it as a materials. So to do this experiment, we need all these materials. What all we need? We need a beaker, we need one tripod stand with an asbestos case on it, a Bunsen burner, test tube, and ethanol in the test tube, Petri dish, and iodine solution. So let us see what can we do, how can we perform this experiment. These are the apparatus or materials. You can call it either apparatus or the materials. And we need one potted plant. A leaf is very important. So what we are doing is we are taking a soft leaf of potted plant which is present in the sunlight for 3 to 4 hours. And then what are we doing is boil the leaf in methylated spirit over a water oath till it becomes pale white due to the removal of the chlorophyll. When you keep it into the methylated spirit in the beaker, I told you in the test tube we have what do we have in the test tube?
We had at something ethanol.
Ethanol we were having. Very good. So now that what we are doing is we are boiling the leaf into that methylated spirit and over water, and till the leaf, what is the color of the leaf?
Green.
It's green because of the presence of which pigment?
Green. Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll is present, right? So because of chlorophyll, you have got that. But what are we doing when we are boiling this leaf with the methylated spirit? The leaves chlorophyll is removed, and you will see a pale color. The green color of the leaf is lost because there is no chlorophyll is removed after we boil that leaf. Okay, so it is no more green; it becomes pale in color. So now observe the leaf becoming pale, white, or colorful less, and spread the leaf in the Petri dish. So here, we are using this Petri dish to spread the leaf. As I told you, the Petri dish is broad enough to keep a leaf properly and observe. And we are using this iodine solution and a dropper. With the help of a dropper, we are dropping a few drops of iodine on the leaf, which is kept in the Petri dish. So now what do you see is the leaf, which was pale in color, turned blue, dark blue. You will either see dark blue in color. So this blue-black color proves that that starch is present in the leaf. Starch is the stored food. So this stored food is present in the leaf. So now Von Helmont found that water was essential for the release of the plant mass. So next is later it was found that these plant body mass or material occurred due to the process of photosynthesis. So this mass, which is called starch is nothing but a stored food in the leaf. So Van Moll has found out that this starch or the stored food is the reason for the weight the leaf is having. So this stored food is starch. Yes, Ashas, you have any question to ask? You have raised your hand?
No.
So let us see how can we, do the Swan-Mull's experiment in the plant growth and check the mass of it. And find out that air is necessary for photosynthesis. So Presley in 1733 to 1804, he was born in 1733 and died in 1804. So in 1770, he performed a series of experiments that revealed the essential role of air on the green plants. So now we have got only 2 minutes left. This experiment, we are going to do it in our next class. This is a very interesting Presley's experiment, which we are going to do it in our next class. Till then, we have got 2 minutes, 9 seconds left. If you have got any questions, please ask.
Ma'am, in the end of this experiment, what we can conclude?
Which starch experiment you are saying?
Yes.
See, if the color of the leaf does not turn blue or black, okay, if when you put an iodine, if it is not becoming blue or black, that means the starch is not present in the leaf. If it becomes blue and black, that means leaf contains starch. You wanted to say that starch is nothing but the stored food in the plant. So we wanted to find out whether it contains carbohydrate. We are saying that we are getting carbohydrates in our food from plants. So where is this carbohydrates present? This carbohydrate is stored in the form of starch in the leaves, which in turn is getting converted into a complex carbohydrate. Yes. Anybody? I think some mics are on. Please, Ashaz or who has got any doubt, please ask. I think 1 minute more. Any more doubts? Except Ramsha, nobody's asking any questions. Is it, that means, shall I take it as you have understood it very well? And because I'm going to take a surprise quiz, and you should be able to answer them in the quiz. If you are not able to understand, please ask questions. So 1 minute, less than 1 minute. See you all in the next class. All the very best. So our next class will be tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll do this Presley's experiment, which is very interesting. So see you all tomorrow. Please, whatever I have taught, go through it, read this basic properly well, and come back for tomorrow's class.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, ma'am. Allah
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz. Take care. All the very best. Take precautions. Don't go out without the mask. Keep washing your hands. हाथ जितना चाहे धोते रहिए. नमाज 5 बार पढ़िए. जब वजू करेंगे, keep washing your hands with the soap or the sanitizer, and maintain good health. Why you all are not attending the assembly? I want to